Hi, everyone. It's now 11 o'clock, but I will give a minute or two still to see whoever is joining us, and then we can slowly start. You can prepare your coffee or tea. Get ready. Thank you. Okay. I see that participants have arrived, most of them. So maybe we can start. Hi, everyone. My name is Jelena. I'm a project coordinator of this project. Thank you, everyone, for being here. And we are very happy to see this high amount of people that are interested in creative and innovative methods in language learning, which goes to show how important this topic definitely is. I'm standing before the organization Initiative Center for Education, and I have with me Anja Rupčić. She's the president of our NGO, so I would like to give her a few, to say a few initial words and to say hi to everyone.
So, dear all, I have to say that I'm both proud and excited to be here. It's completely overwhelming to see such a large number of people attending, so thank you for being a part. As Jelena said, my name is Anja Rupčić, and I'm the president of the Center for Education Initiative. This Erasmus K2 project means a lot to us. This is our first international conference ever, and I really hope it will be both useful and fun and really well spent time. So, for almost 2 decades of my professional life with Initiative, I've been following changes that education brings to people. And that is one of the most important missions for a lot of us, trying to empower lives using education. I'm not a teacher myself, but I'm privileged to work in this field. So over the years, we had faced the same challenge, and that is how to boost self-esteem, how to make our students believe that really they can change and learn. Because education has to bring change, and that change is always a two-way street. It changes both teacher and a student. We know that once you lose your fear of speaking a foreign language, and in a way, once you start creating your second identity using a new language, that's it. We've already won. So in addition to the Kellen method we use, you will get insights about it today, we came to the conclusion that we have to seek other creative ways of language teaching to make our students feel stronger and self-confident and capable. And the same goes to our teachers and all the rest included in the process. I'm truly happy we have incredible partners on the project with their amazing skill sets. So thank you, Storytelling Center, and thank you, Europass Teachers Academy. I also hope we will do a good job today to share with you bits and pieces of our Erasmus project. And I also wish to mention the incredible team, group of teachers, project coordinators, marketing experts, and admins, and who are all growing up with us. I can only speak in my own name to say how much benefit I got from being a part of this project. So finally, thanks to our Erasmus National Agency for giving us a chance to grow even better. That would be all from me, and I'm looking forward to the conference. So thank you.
Thank you, Anya, for the initial words. I will start with a little bit more structured and official presentation of the project. And later on, as you saw by the schedule, we will go into more practical ways because we really wanted to show you what we've learned, and we really wanted to transfer that through the experience. So bear with me. Okay, I have prepared a presentation. Okay. So as I said, once again, really thank you everyone for being here, for joining us for the conference. The name of the conference, as you know, is Creativity and Innovation in Language Education. This conference is supported by Erasmus Plus Fund through the K2 Strategic Partnership within the project Creativity for Innovation. First, I would like to tell you something about the motivation, how we actually applied for this project. So in the COVID-19 pandemics, we have seen the impact that the pandemics has had on educational sector. We were faced with new challenges and new questions, and mainly those challenges were focused on the need for educational organizations to stimulate and empower participants and teachers. But most of all, we were all lacking tools and knowledge on how to continue providing quality education and activities to our target group and learners. So luckily, EU has responded to all of our needs with an extraordinary call for creative and educational organizations to overcome these obstacles. Logically, we have applied to this project call, and here we are today. So in our project, we have 3 organizations involved. Us, Initiative Center for Education from Croatia, who is also an coming from educational sector. Then Europa's Teacher Academy from Italy, Florence, who is also from educational sector, and Storytelling Center Amsterdam, who are from the creative sector. This project was developed for a duration for 14 months altogether. So starting from 30th of June 2021 and ending with 30th of August 2022. With this project, we have decided to encourage teaching and non-teaching staff to explore and develop skills through creativity, art, and other innovative practices in language learning. The main objective of this project was exchange of good practice, as well as implementation of creative and innovative methods in our work. You may ask, how did we actually achieve all that? Well, we embarked on a journey. We had the opportunity to share 3 different methods within 3 organizations. We have traveled to 3 different countries, and we have participated in 3 different learning, teaching, and training activities. Some of the pictures here were taken on our training activities, as you can see, from Zagreb, Florence to Amsterdam. Our first activity was planned for Zagreb, which happened in November 2021. We presented to our partners our Callan method of teaching, and we tried to show them all of the extracurricular activities we provide for our students, such as book club and cook and chat workshop. In Florence, in March 2022, we have learned how to use creative writing in language learning, and we learned also about the CLIL method. And finally, in Amsterdam, this May, we have been trained in storytelling technique and alternative ways of learning a second language. As for the participants in this project, we have decided to include teaching and non-teaching staff. So we involve professionals from HR, marketing, and teaching and training staff in order to achieve better results within the working sectors. This has also allowed us to work on our team capacity building within the organizations itself. In the broader sense, these activities have achieved, we have achieved our results with these activities. So mainly those were implemented new creative methods in the work of organizations, broadened the professional network, and enforced intercultural dialogue, thus creating a future project. However, applying to those activities and participating in them, we have seen a bigger change that happened within our organization. Mostly, we witnessed the increased motivation between teachers and trainers, increased self-knowledge and self-worth with staff, gained new professional insights, and developed new skills in working with vulnerable groups. We have improved our overall teaching and training skills and developed better quality programs for future adult education. This all has also given us the ability to act on challenges which we are facing in organization as well as in our local community. Okay. Today, we would like to show you some of the skills we have learned and share with you some of the experiences. I really hope you will be able to see and we will be able to transfer the knowledge we have gained. So first, I would like to invite our colleague from Storytelling Center, Els Streefkerk, to show us alternative methods and ways of learning a second language. I hope Els is with us.
Els just joined. Sorry for interrupting, but I just admitted her entrance.
Okay, good. Well, now when Els is joining, we would actually like to have 10 participants since there is such a high number of people who applied. We would really like to have 10 participants who would love to join the alternative methods in practical ways. So those of you who really want to experience this method, I would like you to put a reaction, like hands up. If you could just do the reaction on the options in Zoom.
There is a tab on the Zoom tab, you have
spotlight
reactions. Yes, it's raise hands.
Okay, perfect.
And I'm gonna spotlight everyone who will join this class.
Okay, if someone else wants to join, I really encourage you. It would be great if we could get up to 10 participants. Mikael Farer, I think I saw you raised your hand as well.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, great. Anyone else wants to join? Okay. We have 10 participants. So I'm very happy that you signed up. And now I will leave you to Els and to her magic. Els, do we have you here?
Hello, yes. Hello, good morning and welcome. Hey, Jeka. I know I don't pronounce your name well. I'm so sorry about that. Hello, Laila. Some people I know. There's already 110 participants. Okay, and who is the group joining me while I'm explaining something about a new method, which is called alternative ways.
Mhm.
Do we have already 10 people?
We do.
Yeah.
So those who raised hands, there you can see them on the top of your screen, else. So it's Irena Posavec,
see them.
Eva
Yeah.
Kudastek, sorry if I
Mariana.
mispronounced the names, Diana Tabar, Lucia, and Ana Maria.
Okay.
Adam, Petra,
Okay.
Mariana, Jelka, and Antonia.
Jeka.
Yeah.
Okay. And you will let people in, don't you? Yeah. And Domagoj. Hello. How are you? Nice to see you. Let's start. My name is Els Streefkerk. I'm living in Amsterdam, and I'm originally a music teacher, but I am dedicated to Dutch lessons as well. I work with newcomers, and I was involved in the European project, which is called Alternative Ways. And I will tell you something about it so you can look it up afterwards on. Even kijken, where is it? I'm so sorry. I put it all ready. Even kijken, you see my screen, but I hope you see my screen.
We see it.
I'll start again with my very, very brief. Even kijken. Vertel eens. Hup. I'm so sorry. I always want to. So, this is what you have to see. Do you see it? All 120 people? Okay. The shortest introduction on alternative ways ever. Alternative ways is the name of the method we made as storytelling as an initiative taker in Amsterdam, together with 3 other partners in Belgium, France, and Germany, because we all have to deal with newcomers and not very literate people who have to learn the language of the country, and we were looking for a new way to give them pleasure in learning and empowering. It should empower them and give some confidence, empower their self-esteem, and it is very important what we want to achieve, that we improve their communication skills, because they're normally not very good at writing and reading. So the focus in this method is communication in general. So it's also about improving digital communication skills. Well, if you're bored already in this little presentation, you can look it up already, alternativeways.eu. EU. That's the name of the website you can find, and it's free to get it and to see it and to look up how it works. Alternativeways.eu is the website, and you will find there the way it works and the exercises you can do as a teacher or as a language trainer. And that's really what I want to let you experience a bit, because the main or the best quote to understand what's it all about is maybe this Confucius quote: "Tell me, I will forget. Show me, I will remember it. Let me experience it. I will make it my own." We also use quite a lot of quotes in our classes to give people new words and new ways to understand culture also. And this one is a nice one to use as an exercise. So what we do in classes, for example, is ask the people to read it loud out, and then to read it, no, not to read, but to learn it by heart. So with the group, I have the 10 people who is going to join the exercises. I'd like to ask a few questions, like, for example, how many times you read the word I? I can't see you, but you may answer. How many times you see the word I? Hello?
3 times. 3.
Three.
Writing in the chat box. So somebody wrote 3 times.
Okay, thank you. And
3 times.
how many times you see the word will?
Also 3 times.
Also.
3.
Yeah, 3 times. Yeah.
Thank you. And how about the word it?
Once.
Probably 3
Well, twice,
times.
actually.
3.
3
Okay.
times too.
And if you count all the words, how many words you read?
You on?
21.
20,
Yeah, right, 21.
21.
And if you read the lines, how many words you see
Or
per line? So the first line is
5.
5,
5, and then 6.
7, also 4.
6, 4, and 5. Oh, 6 again. So 5, 6, 4, 6. Okay, that helps. And then we would discuss the new words. What is forget? Do you know what remembering is, or remember? The word experience. And then all of a sudden I stop sharing the quote, and we are going to try to get it in the chat, the original version of the quote. You may start writing. It started with the word
Tell me.
tell me, right? Tell me, okay, I will forget.
Yeah.
And then maybe it's easier to, if you dictate me,
Yeah. Tell me I will forget.
forget, and then
Show me I will remember it.
show, wow, show me, I will, with a comma, I will remember it.
Let me
Let me
experience it.
experience it.
Wow, good, let me experience it.
I will make it my own.
And I will make it known.
Yeah, I will make it my own. And now you know it by heart. And you know the essential thing about alternative ways, you have to do it. So let's do another exercise. For example, have a very good look at me. Can you see me actually?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
that would be very nice. How many people are we? 119? Is it still 119 people looking at me? Okay, look at my eyes, look a deep look into my eyes and my hair and style and everything you see. And you may write something in the chat, or you may draw, or you may tell what you see, but as you already can imagine, I will put off or close my, I can't see it, but I will stop my video for 1 minute, and then I will change some things, and you tell me afterwards what you have seen. So my video is off, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
it's off.
really changing everything at my place. You should see me. It's really funny, but you can't see me. It won't take long, but I'm not ready yet. Oh, it's not easy. I think it's 10 seconds, 10 more seconds, and then I will be ready, more or less. And I'm very curious what you see. Even kijken. Ja.
You've got flower in your hair.
I'm sorry.
Behind your ear, a flower behind your
Yes,
ear, in your
flower.
hair.
Okay, there's a flower in my.
And the lamp is behind you.
What else?
We can't see you now.
You can't see me.
Yes, we can. A necklace. You've got a
Necklace, the
necklace.
same- actually, it's the same necklace.
Ah, but I haven't checked it before.
Maybe
You've changed your earrings.
Yeah,
No?
I did.
Uh-huh.
I did it quite quick, didn't I? And something.
Somebody is saying also a different top in the chat box.
A different top.
Mhm.
It's true. I was wearing this one.
I wasn't sure.
Okay, well, no, this is a kind of another sometimes it's so difficult to talk in English. It's and I see entering all those people all the time. Okay, it's a nice oefening. Help me even. The exercise to do in a class. You can do it live, you can do it online, and you can talk about nose. Maybe you know also those exercises like this is my knee. Do you know this one? And then the next one says, this is my ear. These are my lips. This is my back. Do you know those exercises?
No.
Okay. Well, it's another one you could do to give people new words and new exercises. And the thing is that people like it to do because it's a lot of times it's just fun and they make mistakes and they are allowed and invited to make mistakes, and that is what makes it nice to do, and that gives them the tools to learn also. So it's all about exercises who are nice to do. And to do. Okay, let's go back to share my screen again. Yeah, there it is. This one I will skip for now. The exercise or the website and the method is based on 6 stepping stones, and I'd like to invite you to learn those 6 stepping stones by heart. If I start with team building and empowerment exercises, then I'm sure you know some exercises you could do in your lesson which helps to build your team and to empower the people. Maybe you can give me an example of it. Do you know a team building exercise?
Sharing a common vocabulary known, so
Yeah.
that everybody can bring in their bit of knowledge.
Yeah, good. Another one?
Number wave.
How's that?
A number wave, for instance. So it means that everybody, like for instance, with numbers, you can do it with the alphabet as well. You start from number 1, and then the next person has to say number 2, but they have to listen to the previous person carefully in case someone missed. So they need to pay attention, because if they miss it, the next person needs to say the number. And it's a team. It is a team building exercise because they're all in it together.
Okay, sounds really good. Thank you.
And fun.
Even kijken. Teambuilding and empowerment is one stepping stone. Another one is art and culture, for example. You can use nice videos like this one. We're not going to watch it right now. But if you have a nice video that's fun to look at and people can talk about it afterwards, then maybe you can teach something about art and culture. You can work with photos. You can work with the photos on their own iPhone of the participants. Storytelling is one of the big stepping stones. Storytelling, you're going to do a storytelling exercise with Eva in a while, in half an hour, I think. Storytelling, you can do it very small and bigger and more difficult, but it's all exercises about inviting people to try to talk the new language, to speak and to use new words. Media is also one of the stepping stones, so that's what we're doing now. For example, the exercise we just did, I switch off the camera and we do a nice exercise. I put it on again and then you talk about what you just saw or the differences. Body movement and senses is also one stepping stone we like to involve every time, because making people move helps them to learn better. There's a lot of information about it in the manual. That's really interesting, but yeah, there's a shortage of time for me now to explain it all. But body movement and senses make people at ease and easier to learn and to make mistakes and dare to speak. And the last one is on the go. Well, I'm sure you're all experienced with people, participants in your groups or classrooms or whatever, that you go with them to the shop or to the market to experience language and to try to say things or to interview people in the street. But the other way around is inviting an expert in your classroom, for example. So if you are talking about health, eating healthy, or fruit and vegetables, for example, you can invite a cook in the class, and then you have got another native speaker in your classroom to teach them new words, and that's very, that makes people enthusiastic to learn more words, other people. So expert and on the go is the other one. Now, it should be very nice to know those stepping stones by heart. All of you, all the 300 people that is participating. So I want to ask you if you want to make a word or kind of a word out of it, out of the initials, the red letters, so the B, the O, the A, the M, the S and the T. And you can put it in the chat. I didn't check the chat yet. Okay. You can put a word in it so you will remember the different 6 stepping stones, because that will be the basis to make your lessons on bosmat. Oh, that's my word. Antonia, thank you. Smabot. Does it mean something in a language? Smabot? Bosmat? You can also think that there are more words possible. Bomast, tambost. Okay, smabot doesn't mean anything. It sounds good. Okay, and then If I stop sharing the screen, do you still remember what's it about? So let's keep the word tombas, the last one I see in the chat, tombas. The T is about, do you remember? The T
Team
is
building.
Team building.
team building and empowerment.
Empowerment.
Yeah? Okay. Can you think of a movement that correspond with this stepping stone? Team building and empowerment. Can you make a movement? Domagoj, do you remember a nice movement for team building and empowerment? Can you show us, please? Just the movement. Okay.
Not culture, was it? You mentioned cultural, you mean physically, was it?
Physically, yeah.
All right, okay.
Yeah.
You
Okay, so
can create like a ladder using your body.
Yeah, you have to move. So team building and empowerment. Eva, what do you do?
I want to ask, you want us to do a movement to remember this word like this,
Yeah.
team building, like this, no? What do you mean?
Team building, like this?
Yes, yes.
And is there another one? Toder or Mario? Petra? Do you know, can you think of a movement and show us team building and empowerment? Hello?
I didn't see the first one.
Sorry?
I didn't see the movement that was already
Okay,
done.
come up with your own
So I don't know if this one was already done, but either that or standing up and spreading your hands.
Okay, a bit. Are you doing like this or this? Team building and empowerment.
Just like this, like when you make a tea.
Yeah. Okay. Let's
Straight hands like this. Okay.
stand up. That's better. And then you put. Let's do it all. We can do it with all the participants actually. You stand up and you take a bit of distance. Yeah. Thank you. And then team building. We do this. Team building. Okay, movement of Eva, team building. And do you remember the O from Thomas? The O is about
On the go.
On the go, expert.
Expert. Very good. Do you know a movement for it?
You don't like it? Because we go out, let's say the market, and we want to
On the
experiment.
go. The Domago is walking. Can we just walk out of the camera? And then we come back. On the go. Yeah.
And now we can see some, whatever it is that we want to talk about.
Yeah, I think we can just go with 123 people. On the go is, so you walk out of the camera. Can we do that all together? Looks funny. Yeah,
very good.
On the go. So the next one is the M.
Media.
Media.
Yeah, thank you. Which movement we can make by this one? Yeah, that's an old-fashioned one. I also like it. Media. Okay. This one is the B.
Body movement and senses.
Body.
Good.
Yeah.
What shall we do there?
No.
Listen to music and move.
Okay, a little dance in your own style. The B and then the A.
Art.
Art and culture. What can we do?
You can do this like we're painting.
Okay, let's paint. Art and culture. And the last one is?
Storytelling.
Okay.
Storytelling. Talking.
Oh, yeah, good. Very
Talking.
Good.
Okay. Okay. Let's stand up. Still stand up.
Hi.
I'll have some music. And then I'll show you the lesson, and then we start making the movement.
Can't see you. Ah, yes.
So, thank you for participating. And I hope that you know by now the 6 stepping stones by heart, the basis of alternative ways. Actually, it's all about having a nice subject to make your lesson. For example, you're going to talk about family or friendship or time, those kind of subjects. And then you have to look up some photos about this subject. Or you make a word web, for example. Or you go to see something very close to school. Or you think of an energizer to make your subject clear. You can use a poem or a quote like we did. You can always ask to link to their own culture. If you're, for example, talking about transport, then you can look up photos or transport in the country they come from, for example. In Holland, it should be all about bicycles and different kind of bicycles. But if you go to Cuba, for example, you can talk about the Coco taxi or the rickshaw in India or whatever. You look for some videos talking about your theme. You start to tell about your theme or your subject. You have some exercises, storytelling exercises about it. You do something with sign language maybe, or movement, body movement. You can use expressions, jokes, songs, games, and that's actually the way you design your class and your lesson, and that's the way to work. So, oh, that's a bit too early for me. I go back to the first one to remember this is quite important. Learning with pleasure is the most important thing. Make your group at ease, let them empowering their self-confidence and improve their communication skills. And that's what Alternative Ways is all about. Normally the manuals are quite difficult. Right? I don't know who of you wants or is interested in manuals, for example. Do you read manuals normally? Raise your hand if you like manuals. I don't like manuals, but I have to say that the manual of Alternative Ways is really quite nice for a manual. It's still a manual, but look it up. You will learn a lot about language training. And yeah, that's what my father, my almost 80-year-old father, learned me a few days ago. RTFM. Do you know what that is? I didn't.
Refer to the manual.
Sorry?
Refer to the manual.
Oh, that's a nice explanation. Do you know what my dad said? I said, huh, RTFM, what's that? What's that? I don't know what it is. He said, read the fucking manual. So that's what you really should do. But for now, I'd like to ask you if you want to summarize a bit for me what you've learned. I'm sorry. Even kijken, the share thing. That's a last exercise we're going to do. That's this one. And I forgot to prepare myself and put the matches next to me, but I will get them. I'd like to ask you, as long as the match is lit, tell me what you have learned so far. I've got my matches. I will stop share and ask you, to the 10 people.
We've learned the 6 stepping stones.
6 stepping stones. Thank you. What else?
And many alternative ways to create the lesson.
Sounds
using.
good. Thank you, Eva.
Okay, I'm
It's
finishing.
all in the manual.
Yeah, it's all in the manual. That's also true. What else? What's it all about? What do we like to...
Learning, introducing pleasure in learning is key to long-lasting learning, quality learning.
Yeah, thank you. It's better to ask you to give this presentation, actually. It's a nice way to summarize it. Thank you. What else?
In chat, we have be creative and fun learning.
Yeah, true.
And involve students physically and emotionally.
Thank you. There's a few seconds more to go.
So when on the subject, when we were looking at song, games, photo, I mean, expressions, jokes, there are so many aspects that we need to focus on to create a lesson.
Don't burn yourselves.
It's all about experiencing.
Okay. Well, so far this presentation about alternative ways. I hope you liked it. It's a really short way to present it, but I think you got it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank
Elsa.
you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
And thank you everyone who joined as participants. We will continue in that spirit. So for every subject we will introduce, we will need at least 10 participants. So those of you who wants to still actively participate, you can stay with your hands raised. And if somebody new wants to join to experience the Cowan method of learning English language, you can raise your hands and we will spotlight you. Don't be shy, guys. You are all teaching. You know how that is. Okay, we have 2, 4, 6. Okay, great. 11 hands already. 12. Okay, I think we will stop at the 12 because that is actually the maximum number for the Kalan lesson. We usually do with even less people, but it's not recommended to do it over that. So I will introduce you now to our head teacher from Zagreb, Domagoj Biondic, and he will take you through the Kalan journey.
Good. Thank you, Elena, and thank you everyone for turning up, for participating in this conference. Thank you. A big, huge warm welcome to everyone. As Jelena said before, I'm a head teacher in Initiativa, and I'm specialized in Kalan teaching. Now, the Kalan method is a fun, fast, fantastic, direct spoken method where the students speak and think directly in the new language, that is English in this case. Much like when we were kids, we listened and then we spoke. Someone said something and we said it, okay? Remember when you were kids and your parents went, look, a house, and you say, house, a big house, a big house. You just said it. You didn't analyze it, think about it. Oh, is it magic? Is it a house? Is it a house? You just said it. So Kalan follows the same pattern, more or less to a certain extent, but in a more structured and organized and guided way. And it's based on question and answer format. So the teacher asks each question twice, then picks up the student, calls out the name if teaching online, or point at the student if teaching in a live class, and then starts the answer for the student by saying 2 or 3 words from the answer. The students then repeat those words, and then they answer together in full sentence. So the teacher answers together with the student. Okay. The reason we ask each question twice is obvious, because in case the student didn't quite hear the question for the first time, they can listen to for it for the second time. If after the teacher asked the questions, the reason we start the answer for the student is so that there are no pauses between questions and answers. Okay, so the entire focus is kept on you as a teacher. So the students are kept on their toes all the time. You know, they don't have time to think about shopping and the things that they still have to do after the lesson. They focus on what you're saying. And the reason we answer together with the student is not because we're lunatic, but because a few things really. First of all, the students need to hear how the words are properly pronounced, and the grammar, the vocabulary, the word order, and also the other students. If a student makes a mistake, the teacher corrects it immediately, you know, which is wonderful. So the students learn immediately from their mistakes. We encourage them to make mistakes, so they don't feel afraid of making them. They make mistakes, we correct it. For example, if instead of saying 3, which is a number, the student says 3, which is an adjective, the teacher will correct it and say, not 3, 3, and then we continue. Okay. And another reason we answer together with the student is, this is probably the most important, is so that they feel supported at all times. It's like I'm a personal trainer to my student. Okay, we jog and run together, side by side. If the student stumbles or falls down, I'm always there to pick them up. You know, I'm always there to lend my hand to them. I will never stop, sit down and let students to go on its own and say, hey, go on, I'll catch up with you. And I will never outrun the students and say, catch me up if you can. No, I'm right next to the students. Okay, so the students can feel supported at all times. And the only thing that the student had to do is to listen carefully to what the teacher says, relax and enjoy the ride. Okay, now the 3 pillars of the Cullen method are repetition. Okay, so everything the students learn, everything we teach to, so every lesson that we learn, we first repeat in the next lesson and following that lesson before we do any new work. So we repeat and repeat again, again, and again. Correction, I mentioned it earlier. Okay, so we correct the students. They're not afraid of making mistakes. Okay, so they learn immediately through the Cullen method. And finally, speaking without translating, which I mentioned at the beginning. That's the most important thing. That's why this method is fast. They don't have time to think. They don't have time to translate. They speak directly in the new language. Okay. Now, enough of my talking. Let's demonstrate this. So I already have 12 people. I love it. Actually, no, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Has someone?
9.
Yeah, 9 people. Someone back? Yeah, someone back now. Don't be afraid. Yeah, it's a weird and wonderful method. I assure you. Don't worry. First time you experience it, it's like, oh my God, what's going on? But then after first 50 minutes of Cullen method, and you love it. You can't get enough of it. You want more. So I'm going to demonstrate. So since we haven't done any new work, okay, there's nothing to repeat. Okay, so what I'll do some new work. I will say the word in English. You will repeat after me, and then I will ask questions. Those words will be in the questions. So the Cullen method, you learn a theory and then you put it in practice. You learn a word, you learn an expression, you learn some grammar aspect, and then you practice it right away. Now, I will start with the beginners, like the first lesson that we teach, just to see and demonstrate you that how you can do it with people who. I can see some wind. Here's some wind blowing. So I'll start with the beginners, the very beginners level, and then move on to pre-intermediate. Okay. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 9 people. Okay. So those. Oh, I have 10 now. 10 people. Those 10 people. Can you please turn your cameras on? That's very important to. Yeah. So we have interaction. If it's not a problem for you, and raise your hand if you're all ready. Are you ready, people? My 10 people. Yes. Mario, Hashimashina, Lori. Yes. Toader, Mariana, Irena, Jelka, Eva, Anissa. Yes. Good. Good. Okay. So repeat after me. Pen.
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 Pencil.
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 Book.
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 What did you say?
A pen.
A pen.
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 A pen.
A pencil.
A pencil.
Pencil.
A book.
A book.
Book.
Good. Repeat after me. What is?
What is?
What is?
What is?
This.
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 It is.
It is.
It is.
So, what's this? It's a pen.
What?
No, I speak.
This?
So, no. This is just the teacher. So listen. What's this? It's a pen. What's this? It's a pencil. What's this? It's a book. Okay, so I'll ask the same questions you answer. Now, what's this? What's this, Jelka?
It's a pen.
It's a
Jelka,
pen.
not all, just the students.
It's a pen.
It's a pen, very good. What's this? What's this, Anita? It's a pencil.
Pencil.
Not pen, it's a pencil.
It's a pencil.
Pencil, very good. What's this? What's this, Eva? It's a
book.
Very good. Now, repeat after me. Is this?
Is this?
Yes.
This.
Yes.
Yes.
So, if I ask a question, is this a pen? The answer is yes, it's a pen. Is this a pencil? Yes, it's a pencil. Is this a book? Yes, it's a book. Okay, so we practice positive answers here. Now, is this a pencil? Is this a pen? Sorry, is this a pen? Adam, yes, it's a.
Yes, it's a
pen.
It's a pen.
Pen. It's a pen. Really. Is this a pencil? Is this a pencil? Toader, are they muted? Can you? Okay, good. Mario, is this a pencil?
Yes.
Yes, it's a. It is. No, it is. It's. Good job. It's a pencil.
It's a pencil.
A pencil. Very good. It is. Is this a book? Is this a book, Anita? Yes, it's a.
Yes, it's a book.
It's a book. Very good.
Book.
Now, repeat after me. No, it
No.
isn't.
It
No,
isn't.
it isn't.
No, it isn't.
Negative. So,
No, it isn't.
is this a pen? Yes, it's a pen. Is this a pencil? Is this a pen? Sorry. No.
Yeah.
No, it isn't a pencil. It's a
pen.
It isn't a pencil. It's a pencil. Very good. The negative. It's the negative answer. Very good. So once again, is this a pen? Is this a pen, Eva? Yes, it's a.
Yes, it's a
It's a
pen.
pen. Is this a pencil? Is this a pencil, Jelka? Yes.
Yes,
It's a
pencil.
pencil. Is this a book? Is this a book, Anita? Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it's a.
It's a
It's
book.
a
It's
book.
It's a book. Very
It's
good.
a book.
Now, is this a pen? Is this a pen, Eva? Yes,
Yes, it's a
it's a
pen.
pen. Is this a pen? Is this a pen, Mario?
No, it isn't.
Mario, not everybody. Mario, no, it isn't.
No, it isn't a pen.
Pen. It's a pencil.
pencil.
Is this a pencil? Is this a pencil, Adam? No,
No,
it isn't.
it isn't a
a
pencil.
It's a
It's a book.
It's a book. Very good. And now you can use this for any other object. For example, everybody say hand. Repeat that.
Hand.
Hand. Very good. No hands. Hand. Very good. Hand.
Hand.
Finger.
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 Thumb.
Thumb.
Thumb. Very good. So what's this? What's this, Michael? It's a
It's a finger.
hand.
Oh, hand.
No, finger.
Sorry.
It's a hand. It's a hand. Very good. Now, what's this?
It's
what's
a hand.
This? What's this? What's this, Eva? It's a
finger.
finger. Very good. What's this? What's this, Anita? It's a no finger. It's a thumb.
It's a thumb.
Thumb. It's a thumb. Very good. It's a thumb. Now, is this a thumb? Is this a thumb, Mario? No, it isn't.
No, it isn't. It's a
thumb?
finger.
No, it isn't a thumb.
It isn't
a thumb. It's a
finger.
A finger. Very good. Now, is this a finger? Is this a finger, Jessica? No, it isn't.
No, it isn't a finger.
It's a
thumb.
It's a thumb. Very good. It's a thumb. Is this a thumb? Is this a thumb, Adam? No, it isn't.
No, it isn't,
a thumb. It's a
hand.
It's a hand. Very good. It's a hand. Now, let's repeat everything we've learned so far. Now, is this a pen? Is this a pen, Anita? Yes, it's a.
Yes.
Yes,
it
it's a.
is
No, it is. It's. Try. It's a pen.
Pen.
Pen. Very good. Is this a pencil? Is this a pencil, Eva? Yes, it's a.
Yes, it's a pencil.
It's a pencil. Very good.
Why don't you use short answer?
Is this a book? Is this a book, Adam? Yes.
Yes, it's a book.
Book. It's a book. Very good. Now, is this a pen? Is this a pen, Jelka? Yes.
Yes.
It's a pen. Now, is this a pen? Is this a pen, Anita? No, it isn't.
No, it isn't.
It isn't a pen.
A pen.
Pen. It's a
pencil.
Pencil. Very good. Is this a pencil? Is this a pencil, Mario? No, it isn't.
No, it isn't a pencil. It's a book.
It's a book. Very good. Now, what's this? What's this, Jelka? It's a hand. Hand. Very good. What's this? What's this, Michael? It's a finger, Michael.
A finger.
It's a finger. Very good.
It's
now,
a finger.
Finger. What's this? What's this, Mario? It's a thumb. Thumb. Very good. It's a thumb. Now, is this a thumb? Is this a thumb, Adam? No, it isn't.
No, it isn't a thumb.
It's
a hand.
Hand. Very good. Now, is this a hand? Is this a hand, Anita? No, it isn't.
No, it isn't.
It is a hand. It's a finger. Finger. Very good. Now, is this a finger? Is this a finger, Jelka? No, it isn't.
No, it isn't.
It isn't a finger.
A finger. It's a thumb.
It's a thumb. Very good. So that was the beginner's level. So moving to a bit to pre-intermediate. Now, repeat after me. Next word. Peace. Peace. Very good. So in my hand, I'm holding a piece of paper. Okay, a piece of paper. For my lunch, I eat 2 pieces of bread. Okay. Now, what's this? What's this, Adam? It's a piece of.
It's a piece.
So not piece. Piece. It's a piece.
It's a piece of paper.
Of paper. Very good. Now, are there any pieces of paper on the table? Are there any pieces of paper on the table, Mario? Yes, there are.
Yes, there are
some pieces of paper on the table.
On the table.
Very good. Full sentence. Now, how many pieces of bread do you eat with your lunch? How many pieces of bread do you eat with your lunch, Anita? I eat about how many? 2, 3.
1 piece.
Not 1 pieces. 1 piece.
1 piece
of bread with my
lunch.
Lunch. Very good. Now, repeat after me. A country.
A country.
A country.
The country.
The country.
Nation.
Nation.
Nationality.
Nationality.
British. Yeah, British. Now, the difference between a country and the country is that a country is a nation, like Germany, okay, India, England, Croatia, Italy, etc., etc. Whereas the country is the opposite of town. So wherever you go outside your town, you go into the country, like village, into the country. Very good. Countryside. And British, whoever is from Britain is British. So Mr. Cullen here, you can't see him, he's at the back. Yes, the guy who created Cullen, he's British. Now, what's the difference between a country and the country? What's the difference between a country and the country? Anita, the difference between?
The difference between
a country, and the country, the country is that a country, is a nation, is a nation. Very good, Adam. Whereas the country is the opposite of
a city.
Not a city or the town.
A town.
Or the town. Very good. Now, what is your nationality? What is your nationality, Jelka? My nationality?
My nationality is Croatian.
Croatian, very good. Now, what nationality is Mr. Cullen? What nationality is Mr. Cullen? Mario, Mr. Cullen is British. British, very good. Now, repeat after me. Our next word. Live.
Live.
It's a simple. So I live in Zagreb. Okay. Eva lives. Where do you live, Eva?
I live in Budapest.
In Budapest. Servus. Now, yes, I live in Budapest. Now, I live in Zagreb, which is a city. So it means that I don't live in the country. I live in a city. So do you live in the country? Do you live in the country? Anita, yes, no. No, I don't live.
No, I don't live
in the country.
A country.
No, a country. The country.
The country.
I live
in
a town.
A city.
A city or a town. Very good. In a city or a town. Very good. Now, do you live with your parents? Do you live with your parents, Adam? Yes, no.
No, I don't live with my parents.
Very good. Now, repeat after me. Next two words. Pleasant.
Pleasant.
Unpleasant.
Unpleasant.
Gas.
Gas.
Yes. Gas. We all know what the gas is. Yes. Yeah. We heat our room with the gas. Now, flowers smell pleasant. Gas smells unpleasant. Unpleasant. Very good. Now, does gas smell pleasant? Does gas smell pleasant? Michael, no, gas doesn't.
No, gas doesn't smell pleasant.
It smells. It
smells unpleasant.
Pleasant. Very good. Do flowers smell unpleasant? Do flowers smell unpleasant? Eva. No, flowers.
No, the flowers.
Not the flowers. Flowers don't smell.
Don't smell unpleasant.
They smell
pleasant.
They smell pleasant. They smell unpleasant. They smell pleasant. Very good. Now, do most people think work is a pleasant thing? Do most people think work is a pleasant thing, Adam? No. Most people don't think work is a pleasant thing. They think it's an unpleasant thing.
An unpleasant thing.
It's is Paris an unpleasant city? Is Paris an unpleasant city, Anita? No, Paris isn't.
Yes.
Anita.
No.
Paris.
Pleasant.
Maybe yeah, for you. Yes, pleasant is. So Paris is.
No, Paris isn't.
Unpleasant.
Unpleasant city.
It's
a pleasant city.
Very good. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the Cullen method in a nutshell, in short. Now, I will demonstrate how you can apply the Cullen method teaching other languages. So what I'll do now, I'll just teach you a couple of words in Croatian using the same method. And perhaps one of you, yes, Eva, ask me.
I would like you to spell the name of the method because I don't know. Can you spell?
Can I? C-A-L-L-A-N.
C-A-L-L-A-N.
Very good. Like this.
Thank you. Okay.
You're welcome. Cullen. Okay. So are you ready? So this is Cullen in Croatian. Ladies and gentlemen. Olovka. Everybody say.
Olovka.
Sorry, olovka. Penkalo. Penkalo.
Penkalo.
Knjiga.
Kniga.
Kniga.
What's this? Što je ovo?
To je
To
ovo.
je ovo.
To je.
To je.
To je.
To je.
So, što je ovo? To je
To je
knjiga.
ovo.
To je knjiga.
To
Što je
je
ovo?
knjiga.
To je penkalo.
To je penkalo.
To je
To je ovo. To je
To je
Olovka.
olovka. To je ovo. Now, now you. Što je ovo? Što je ovo, Anita? To je
To je
penkalo.
penkalo.
Što je ovo? Što je ovo, Mario? To je olovka. Very good. Što je ovo? Što je ovo? Michael. To je Michael. To je knjiga.
Knjiga. Što je knjiga?
To je. No što? To je knjiga.
To je knjiga.
Without sh. To je knjiga.
To je
To
knjiga.
je
Nije knjiga.
knjiga.
So, što je ovo? What's this? To je. It is. Very good. It's a term. Now, ruka.
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 Ruka. Very good.
Ruka.
Prst.
Prst.
Palac.
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 Sounds so funny now. Now, što je ovo? Što je ovo, Anita? To je
To je
ruka.
ruka.
Što je ovo? Što je ovo, Eva? To je
To je, I don't know.
prst. Dovoljno, prst. Very good. Prst. And što je ovo? Što je ovo, Adam? To je
To je ovo.
not to
Palac.
To je palac.
To je palac.
To je palac. To je palac. Very good. And that's, ladies and gentlemen, is how you can apply. So repetition, correcting. You notice I've corrected some of students' mistakes. Repetition, repeat all the time, and speaking without translating. You just say it directly. This is something that you can use not just teaching other languages, but perhaps teaching other subject or whatever you teach. This is universal, something that I strongly believe can be used in your everyday work, whatever you do. Okay, now, anyone would like to try it? A little bit of simple Kalan in Hungarian or?
Okay.
So pen, pencil, and book.
Okay.
Please teach us.
A minute. I don't have a pencil.
Okay, you can take two pencils and pretend one is one of them, two pens, and one is a pencil.
A minute. A second.
Okay. Yeah, Kalan is something else.
So.
Yes.
Mies.
Mies.
Tol. Mies. Peruza. Es ceruza. Nem. Ez toll. Ez ceruza. Igen. Ez ceruza. Mi ez? Kéz. Mi ez? Új. Mi ez? Üvegúj. Yes, I think that's enough. Thank you.
Very well done. Yes, Eva. Round of applause, Eva. Well done, Eva. Yes. Simple things, you can teach people basic language just by using your immediate surrounding, using Kalan method, And that's all, folks. That's it for me.
Thank you.
Any questions
very
you'd like to
much.
ask me? Any questions?
No? I have one question.
Yes, please.
Do you use solely the Callan method, or do you vary it with other things? Do you add other things?
Callan is our predominant method that we use, but we have business English, we have other courses that we help at our school. But Callan is yes.
But you have the class is totally focused on Callan.
Yes, some of the classes. Sometimes we combine it with something else, but that's maybe once or twice a month. But Callan, that's the the method that we use. Yes,
right.
When we teach Callan, but we have other like when we teach business English, we teach business English. There's no Callan.
What we are doing, we are often focusing a great deal on extra activities. So we have choir, they're singing for pronunciation. We have cook and chat workshop where they would cook with the chef who is also native speaker.
Book club.
We have book club that you will hear a bit about it. So we are trying to implement as many extra activities possible because Callan itself doesn't it needs to be combined with extra activities in order for people to speak freely. On the higher level, they have the possibility to speak freely, but on the lower level, it's essential for them to keep the structure of the sentences. Yeah, so we are combining.
Yes, I just want to add, I'm sorry for interrupting, just wanted to add that now we also have hiking club and one tennis club started just recently, so they can also learn English through sports.
Yeah, so whatever activities we do, it's in English.
And also we add always this creative methods in non-Callan activities. So this way people can practice outside of Callan at the class, but using some like tools that we learned through this project, and like video lessons or CLIL lessons. So we are trying to combine, but the basic is always Callan. Okay. Any other questions, maybe? Okay. If you guys need a little break, let me know. How do you feel? If you're okay to continue or not?
We can continue.
Okay, great. Then I will introduce Eva from Storytelling Center, and she will do some interesting work with you, I believe. Eva is here. Okay, great.
Yes, I'm here. Can everyone see me and hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Great. Thanks that you guys wanted to stay with me. We lost a few, I see, on our way, but I'm happy that I'm still able to talk about Storytelling Center to about 110 people. I wasn't expecting this, but we will do great. I'm gonna share my screen because I want you to follow a bit on my PowerPoint. Just a second. It's been a while since I've done these kind of things. Okay. Can you guys see my PowerPoint?
Yes.
Yes.
And is it without all my notes that I know what to say?
You're all safe.
Huh?
No notes.
No notes. Okay, that's great. So yes, like I said, hello everyone. My name is Eva, and together with Els, I work at Storytelling Center. And Els is mainly focused with her Alternative Ways project on really language acquisition. And there are some exercises in that project that are focused on storytelling. But we also do a lot more than just working on language acquisition. So storytelling can really be used everywhere. It can be used between friends, in the classroom, it can be in a work atmosphere, but also truly everywhere. So it's really a very powerful tool, and I have about 30 minutes to convince you of this. I want to start actually with the name game. The name game is an exercise we do a lot. And to introduce you to this, I will put you all into breakout rooms. So these will be a lot of breakout rooms, but I think it will be a nice thing to get to know each other a bit. So you will be in a breakout room for about 5 minutes. And in that breakout room, you will be with 1 or 2 other people. And I want you to ask 3 questions to each other. The first one is, how did you get your name? The second one is, are you happy with your name? And the third one is, if you know, what is the deeper meaning of your name? Is this clear for everyone already? Are there any questions? If not, then I will start creating this breakout room. Let's see. So I will give you about 5 minutes. Look again at these questions, maybe write them down for yourself. And so you will ask each other these questions, you will reply, and afterwards I will ask some of you to share what you've heard from your partner. So it's very important that you listen well to what they say. All right, so let's go. I will put you now into breakout rooms. Yes, I will see you in 5 minutes. Have fun. Okay, then auto close. Just okay. Yes.
Pozdrav.
Pozdrav.
Kako si?
Dobro, kak si ti?
Dobro, evo radno. Konferencija ima dosta sudionika, nismo očekivali ovako veliki broj, ali baš mi je drago i nadam se da je korisno. Nadam se da je tebi isto korisno.
Je korisno, da, zanimljivo je.
Super.
Da, super.
Who is this Špresa? Hasani? Are you hearing us? Do you hear us? Okay. Can you turn on your microphone or you have some problems? You cannot open the camera and your microphone. Can you turn it on? I'm gonna ask you to unmute. Yeah, but nothing is happening. Okay. Okay, so maybe you can text us if that's not a problem. You're following us. Okay, cool. Where are you from, Špresa Hasani? Am I pronouncing your name correct? Is it Špresa or something? North Macedonia. Nice. We're both from Croatia. Thank you, Špresa. We're both from Croatia, Petra and I. Actually, we know each other from before because she's our teacher volunteering with refugees coming from Ukraine mostly. So now we have these free Croatian lessons for them and she's teaching them. She's a really valuable addition here at the initiative for us.
Žena imaš 2,5 minute, tak da.
Okay, I'm sorry. Špresa, where did you get your name? Do you like it? And does it have any deeper meaning? Please write us. Petra, ti možeš meni reći do tada.
Dobro, Špresa, ja mislim da vi isto razumijete hrvatski, jel tako? Or do you want us to keep it in English? Pošto iz Makedonije vjerojatno nas razumije.
Možda.
Aha, evo napisala da je baka dala. Ok. Yes, I'm going to tell you about... Aha, Špresa znači nada.
Okay.
Lijepo ime. Dakle, razumijete hrvatski, odlično.
It means hope, yeah, we understood.
Ok. Onda ću ja na hrvatskom reći, čisto da...
Do you like your name, Špresa? This is the last question.
Aha, može.
Very, very much. Nice. Nice. Okay.
Ok, ajde da ja odgovorim na ista pitanja. Dakle, ja sam Petra. Moji se ne mogu dogovoriti zašto su mi dali ime. Tata kaže da je po njegovom dedi, dakle mom pradjedu. Moja mama kaže da se njoj svidjelo ime. Zato što ima dublje značenje, zato što znači stijena.
Yeah.
Tako da.
Petra Rock.
Da. I sviđa mi se ime, da, jer sam tvrdoglava.
Okay. Okay.
Špresa
Did
ste
you
razumjeli?
understood, Špresa?
Je, napisala je
Okay.
hvala. Hvala.
I got my name. My name is Janana. It is actually an old Persian name from the places where I think now Iran is. I got my name after a nurse who was in a hospital where I was born on that day. So my mom really liked my name, that name, and she decided to give me. Before I didn't like it. When I was a kid, I had some problems because of this, because of war happenings here in this region, Balkan. But now I like it really, really much. I wouldn't be anything else. Now I understand that I should be Janana, and that's it. And also it has, yeah, deeper meaning. It means heart and soul. Yeah, which completely suits me. That's me. So yeah.
Ok, imaš 5 sekundi. Ništa, hvala, pa se vidimo tamo.
Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you.
At this point.
This meeting is being recorded. This meeting is being recorded.
Oh.
Sorry, but there was something wrong. I was alone in room 27, and then
Me too. I was alone.
Yeah, I think it's a bit difficult when I think there's over 100 people and maybe some people just were not in the Zoom anymore.
Yeah.
So they had to accept they didn't. So that's why, and it was really a lot of people. So I'm really sorry that it didn't work out for everyone.
I was alone in this room, and then in another with another person, another people, but I don't know who was exactly. And now I am again here.
Yeah,
I'm
really
to
sorry. It's a little bit
reassign.
difficult with so many people. We will try our best, and I am now going to invite some people that managed to speak to each other, and maybe that will give already an idea to what we normally do. And I will also share the PowerPoint afterwards in the chat, so you will be able to do this exercise maybe with someone in your environment. And then maybe you can try it for yourself. So it didn't work out now, but maybe in the future you will.
Thanks a lot.
Yes. So first, mute yourself all again, because I think now because of the rooms, a lot of you are unmuted. And then I want someone to raise their hand and explain a little bit about the person that they heard or they talked to and what they heard. Yes, Anita, you raise your hand first. I'm curious. Who did you talk to and what did you learn?
Okay, so I can't see her where she is now, but her name was Maya, which is actually my eldest daughter's name, which is really funny. But Maya was called Maya because her mum really liked the name. Yeah, her mum liked the name. Her mum was Masha. So her mum liked Maya, and that's how she got her name. She said that she's happy with it, although her dad wanted to give her another name. We didn't have a chance to say what the other name was that her dad wanted to give her. She said that she doesn't know the deeper meaning of her name, although she does know that it was a very popular cartoon, Maya the Bee. So that's it. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I think that's a very well-known cartoon. Thank you for sharing. Someone else that wants to share with us what they heard. If you raise your hand, then I will point to a person.
Michael, Petra, and Helena have raised the hand.
Okay, Michael, I'm curious to find out who you talked to and what did you learn? Oh, you need to unmute yourself first. Otherwise, it will be a secret for all of us.
Oh, was that me? Oh, sorry. Okay, so I'm going to be the teacher's pet here. So Oh, was it
Okay.
Michael? Oh, sorry, Michael.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry
Go
about
ahead.
that. Yeah. Yeah, I spoke to Natalia, and it was very interesting. And Natalia, she told me it was a really interesting custom that 8 days after you were born, there's a saint. Okay. So every day is marked by a saint's day, and 8 days after you're born, you basically choose that saint. You choose the name of that saint. So that was Natalia. 8 days later, after, so the calendar has a saint named after every day, and 8 days after you were born, you choose that saint's name. And then she told me she's not happy with her name, and in fact, everyone calls her Natasha. She's not particularly happy with her name. And the last thing we just about had time for was apparently it's a saint's name, but also it has some significance or relation to birth. We didn't really get a chance to talk further on that, but that was it.
Okay, but already very interesting. I've never heard from this tradition of the
incredible.
8 days. Yeah.
I think
in which
Natalia is
country
Russian,
this?
but it's an incredible story. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Really cool. Yeah. I would like to hear from one other person. Yes. I think you, yeah. Hélène Olivier, is that? Oh, you're still muted.
Hélène, you just have to unmute yourself.
Yeah. Oh, sorry about that. Okay, so just being a teacher's pet again here. So I was with Helena, if I pronounce it properly, and so you got your name from your dad, but well, your dad gave you the name, if I remember well, but it actually comes from your grandmother, and you said that it meant illumination and light, and that you're very happy with, quite happy with the name. So we actually share the same root for the name. So it was easy for me to remember. So that was the story. Good name for project coordinator, illumination.
Thank you so much, and thank you to the 3 people that shared, and thank you all for sharing in your breakout room. I would love to hear all the stories, but there's just too many of you, which is overwhelming. But I hope you guys had a very nice experience as well in this breakout room, because now you already got a taste of storytelling. You all shared story. And that is what we're all about. And we use this name game because it's a great introduction, and it shows that everyone has a story and that everything can be a story. And it immediately shows also the power of story, because it connects people. You guys talked with each other. You guys maybe laughed with each other, or had some common ground or recognition. So it's just such a simple exercise, but it does so much. And so that is what Storytelling Center is all about. We believe in the power of sharing stories with each other, because everyone truly has a story, and every story told can bring connectivity between people, and also bring change or insight for yourself or for a group. It's really simple, but it's wonderful. I've been in this company now for over a year, and I've seen what it does, and yeah, it's amazing. So I hope I can convince you guys of this. To share a little bit what we do on this picture, on this PowerPoint slide, you see 2 young persons that are from our ID Club, which is a project, and they are presenting their story. It's during a storytelling night in a theater hall in front of an audience. And this might make it look that storytelling is only for professionals or very creative people. So you might think that a lot of creativity or talent is needed to do storytelling, but in fact, everyone can tell a story. It's a talent that we are born with, it's within you, but you're just not aware that you can tell it and what you can do with it. And so everyone can do it. And these two young persons, they started with us in some weekly sessions, and we helped them to find a way to tell their story. So that's what we do. We do not teach people how to tell their story, but we make them aware of the abilities to tell a story and what it can do for them, and for them in a group, for them in a society, and what it can do for others. Because really, truly, sharing story brings meaning to this person, to their personal life, to their position in life, to society. So it's really powerful, and it can also be used for a group dynamic or a group feeling. An important thing to add here is that storytelling is not only about telling, storytelling is also about the listener. You cannot have a story, the meaning of the story goes away if you don't think about the person listening to you. So when we help people to tell their story, we teach them that the listener is one of the most important things about the story. And that's also where it comes that storytelling really connects people. It creates an environment in which people feel comfortable, they feel heard, they feel seen. So it's always this game between a teller and a listener. Yes. And in this aspect of learning how to make yourself feeling heard, feeling seen, we see that it's a great tool for personal growth. So with Storytelling Center, we work a lot with vulnerable people or people that have difficulty finding their way in society. And just by learning them how to tell a story, their story, we see that they grow in society. And from there, you can literally do anything. So you start with personal growth, and it can help you for language development. It can help you with finding a job. It can help you with just finding your goal in life. So it starts with personal growth, but then it can do so much more. An example that we have here on this picture is the Golden Men, you would say. It's a group in Amsterdam of people that migrated to the Netherlands. And they had some difficulties really finding their place in society, finding a job, because it's always difficult when you come into a new society. And we did storytelling with them, and we learned them how to tell their story, how to make themselves feel heard. And now they have become such integrated people. They do a lot in the community. They have so much confidence. So it's great to see how such a small thing can give them a place in society. Another example that I love to share as well is when we worked with some women in Amsterdam, and they also had been in the Netherlands for a while already, but they still were not really able to speak Dutch, which is of course then difficult to find a job. And then just with working with them, doing these small storytelling exercises and working on their life story, after 3 sessions, they were able to talk in Dutch for 5 minutes. And 5 minutes is not long, but for them, it was such a confidence boost that in 3 weeks, they went from just not daring to speak, not feeling seen or heard or respected, and just with these small exercises and making themselves able to present themselves, they could tell a little story for 5 minutes. And these women found a job after these sessions. So that's again an example that I would like to share that really shows you how it's a strong tool in every situation, and how it can be for personal growth, language development, but yeah, for so many great things. Now I want to share with you what is a good story. So what do we actually teach these people? We always say that a good story or a story has 3 pillars. A good narrative structure, it's impossible to follow a story in which there are so many details and the teller goes from the one thing to the other. We all have this uncle maybe at a wedding reception that is trying to give a speech, but no one is really knowing where it is going. So we show that structure is really important. A second thing is imaginative telling. So imagination, try to really create a film. And the third thing is presenting, making contact with your audience, because as I said, the listener is super important in storytelling. I will go into detail a little bit more over these three pillars so that you really grasp what I am trying to say. So first one, as I said, the narrative structure. Every story has a structure, and that is there's a beginning, there's a middle, and there's an end, and then there are some elements on the way that can make the story exciting. These elements that make a story excited are, for example, the hero, the main character, the situation of the beginning. So situation A, we will call it. It's just a normal day, a normal life situation. And then there is situation B, which is a new situation. It's the end of the story in which the hero has new insights, has changed, has learned something. So that's the whole story, I would say, from situation A to situation B. And to get from this first situation to the last situation, there is always a trigger. We call that the call. So for example, in a story would be like, one day suddenly her mother asked, and then you go into an action and you go on an adventure. So that's a trigger that goes with you on this journey. Then along the way of your adventure, there are helpers, there are helping forcers, but there are, so for example, here, I recreated it a little bit with some images, some helpers, but also some opponents, some threats that make it a little bit more difficult to go through your journey. Without all these elements, your story could be boring, or it would not really be nice for people to hear. Because, for example, you have the story of Little Red Riding Hood. That's what this image is based on. She's in a normal situation, just living with her mother, enjoying life. And then one day her mother asked, could you please bring a basket to your grandmother and don't go off the road and just follow the path. So that's the trigger. So Little Red Riding Hood goes on the way, but along the way there are some threats, like she gets there are some flowers, so she goes off the road. There is a wolf, so he makes it a little bit more difficult or dangerous situation. There is the hunter who is in the end helping her, and then in the end everything is well. You all know the story. You could say that she has learned to listen to her mother better when she says to stay on the path. But there are also some other lessons that you could distract from this story. So Little Red Riding Hood is a good way to explain what a good story is, because there's this narrative structure in it. And actually this narrative structure is in everything that you guys watch, from the superhero movies to maybe the books that you read. The narrative structure is always there. You always have situation A, normal situation, and situation B, that someone has changed, someone has learned, and there's all these little elements on the way. The second, we call it the hero's journey, because it's literally a journey, an adventure. The second thing is imaginative telling. I already told you that imagination of the listener is very important. You tell something to your audience, so you have to be sure that you have their attention, but also that they follow your story. So you need a lot of details to involve them in your story and to make sure that they create the same image or movie in their head, because everyone creates their own image. For example, if I now ask you, all of you, to think about the letter A. Just think about the letter A. Can you raise your hand if you thought about a black A, letter A? So that's already a few. Are there people who had another color in their head? And
a white
letter. And who had a capital letter A in their head? And who had a small letter A in their head? You can see just with letter A, everyone has created something different in their mind. Is there maybe someone who didn't have a letter in their head, but an image? Everything is possible because I am giving almost no details at all. So the more details I give, the more I can take you with me in my image, in my movie. So if I say a letter, a dark capital letter A, everyone will have the same image instead of if I just say letter A. So that shows how important it is to give details. And what details are there? It can be sight, it can be smell, it can be taste, it can be sound, it can be feeling. And that's a way to really involve the listener in your story. For example, here with these two images, you have the woman. I could just say, I saw a woman, but you could also say, I saw a woman wearing a colorful dress with extremely red lips and red painted nails. So now everyone has a more specific image in their head. The same with this, I could say, I entered the room and the smell of fresh baked apple pie entered my nose. Now all of you have something in your mind that is more close to what I'm saying. Instead of I would just say, I went into the room and there was apple pie. But if I really take you in it and make a story out of it already, then it's then I really involve you guys in what I am trying to show you. And there is actually a small exercise that we did as well to show the importance of details. It's the Lego exercise. So here there was. Yeah, you can see it here. We put a screen in between us, and then one person on the right had to build with a little Lego the same thing as the one on the other side, and you could only use the telling. So you are describing as much as possible in details how you are building, and then to make sure that the other person on the other side is making the same thing. And it's super difficult, and because this is the end result. It was not really the same, but it was almost the same. But it shows again how many details are important to recreate the same story in your mind. And then the last thing is that it's not only about creating a story, it's also about presenting a story and making contact with your audience. You are together in a space and you see how people react, what's the atmosphere in the room, you play with your audience, you really involve them. So that's also a very important part of storytelling. And this is also a very important factor in it, because the more that you are in contact with your audience, the more you feel seen and heard as well. And then again, we come to people growing personally, that they it's this personal growth. They feel seen, they feel heard, they feel respected. And in this way, storytelling helps with dealing with change. It can give meaning to life and increase grip on your life. And it also makes it easier to cope with unpredictability, because you are able to structure your thoughts, you are able to structure your story, your memories, and you're able to share it. So it's a really good tool. In the end of this presentation, I will also share our website, and then you can read all about it. I now have just a little bit less time, so it's a quick recap. To end, I want to say that Storytelling Center is not only working with very vulnerable people. It's not only serious and heavy business and trying to help people. We also want to make sure it's fun and that it's really for everyone. And that's why we were involved in this project, because creativity is also a big factor in what we do. With creativity in storytelling, we help to explore new non-existing worlds. We encourage people to imagine things that they've never imagined. We allow people to dream even when they haven't done that for a while. So it can truly be an escape and fun, and give a nice atmosphere to a group or to a person in general. In the past years, we have created a lot of storytelling exercises in which you can almost decide for yourself the balance between serious and social growth exercises and fun and creativity. But a lot of our exercises are always a combination of both. And I will show you some of these exercises. And to have a good overview of what exercises are best to use, we always say that there are 5 phases of working with a group and working with Storytelling Center, with storytelling. A lot of exercises that create a good group atmosphere, that make contact with the group, or that are just energizes and that they give a nice feeling to the group. The next phase is triggering creativity. So we have a lot of exercises in which we really help people to think creatively and to think outside of the box, or to work with improvisation. Raising awareness. So we show them that a lot of different perspectives are existing in this world, just with some simple exercises. And then, of course, storytelling itself. So we play with fiction. It's not only about a real heavy world, but also fiction to escape a little bit. But we also work with personal development, finding common ground. And then in the end, we always have time for closing, presentation, and for evaluation, because we want to make sure that everyone is on the same path and that everyone has grasped how important or how fun storytelling is. So now I will show you some of the exercises. The first thing is the check-in or the check-out exercise. I don't know how it works in your countries, but in the Netherlands, you always have to use a card to check in public transport, and you also have to check out when you go out. And we kind of do that as well when we work with storytelling. So when we're with a group, we always start with a check-in because we want to know how everyone is feeling. And in that moment already, everyone is sharing a little story. So it can be that someone slept badly, and that they're not really feeling like doing a workshop today, and then maybe someone else has also slept badly, so there's already a connection. So it's just a small thing that you group together and that you have a brief conversation. How are you feeling, and how are you today? And you do that also at the end of each workshop. So you cannot close a workshop without this checkout. So you check how everyone is feeling after this day. And it's a great way to bring people together, to make contact, but also to create a team, because it creates connectivity, but also trust. So I think the people that were here in Amsterdam with us can vouch for that it was just a nice thing to start the day with and also to end with. And it's very simple. So and everyone is already sharing a little story. Then the next one, it's the one that you've all done now, the name game. Also a very simple exercise in which you show that everyone can tell a story and everyone is a story. And it always touches people and brings people together, because we all can be happy or not happy with a name, and maybe we recognize ourselves in the story of someone else, even though that I don't have the same name with you, but you might be bullied with your name, or you might have hated your name when you were younger. So it's a simple exercise, and this already brings people together. So this as well, with the 3 questions, is a really good storytelling introduction exercise, but you can also do it with friends. Maybe you've never heard of the story of the name of your friend. So it's a really nice way to find connectivity and to make contact. Another one that I really want to share is the story dice. The story dice, you can do it digitally or in the classroom, and I actually want to try it with you guys. So I need, I think, 5 volunteers that want to help me create a story with dices. So if 5 people could raise their hand, it's always Michael Farrell. I love how involved you are in this conference. All right. So I'm gonna go, let's see. I have to, do you still see my PowerPoint or the dices?
We see the dices.
Yeah. Okay, great.
Hi.
Yes, it's like this. So this is maybe a weird dice. So I want to ask the 5 of you that volunteered to each in your turn create a part of a story. So I will start with Once Upon a Time, and then I put an image of this dice, and you start telling what is happening. So you can start a story with this image. And then when I point to the next one, I will change the image, and you continue the story of the previous one with this new image. And then it goes on and on and on. So I don't know if anyone knows the English word for this one, but let's just call it a ball. Adam, can you start with the story? So Once Upon a Time, and then go ahead.
So are we going to go with a ball, or can I change it?
Oh, you can change it. If you don't see a ball in it, then it's fine.
I see actually the things that blow up submarines, but let's say it's a sun.
Okay.
So once, so you start with Once Upon a Time. The sun was in the sky and it was shining really bright.
You can continue until I point the next one.
Okay, so Once Upon a Time, the sun was in the sky and shining really bright on a beautiful meadow and a land far, far away. Should I carry on?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. And a land far, far away. Everybody was happy and playful, cheerful and singing. And the sun was actually sad. I don't know where to...
Let's now go to the next one. Domagoj, can you continue this story with this new image?
Yes. But then out of nowhere, a baby dinosaur showed up from the forest right near to the meadow and said to the sun, asked the sun actually, why are you so sad? And the sun just kept quiet. And then the dinosaur asked again, but why are you so sad? And then the sun started to say something that was a little bit unrecognizable, but you could see that it was trying to say something that was really, really bothering it.
Okay, now Michael, can you continue this story with this new image that I think are cereals? No, first need to unmute.
The sun mumbled, I am sad because my rays are not strong enough for the cereals to grow. And at the moment, the people are happy and they're singing and they're cheerful, but the cereals are not growing And when it comes to the harvest, they will be really hungry. And this is why I'm sad. I really want to make my sunshine warmer and to keep the people happy, because I know they will change and they will start to be unhappy and angry with me.
All right, Anya, can you continue? No, you're still muted.
Oh, I'm good that I was muted because I completely lost my words. So the hunger was threatening to the village. The dragon was trying to eat all the cereals as well that were left. The sun wanted to please everybody, and then it popped out to the people in the village that laughing is really good way to help them in their misery time. So they started a comedy club, and during this comedy club, they decided that they need to figure out the way how to grow their own garden. And the ideas were multiple because they were having fun with trying to solve the big problem that they had, and they didn't take it so seriously. Although the sun was aware that there is possibility for them to die.
Oh, wow. Ending quite heavily. All right.
Sorry.
So this you can continue for a long time, and it's such a fun exercise to really get everyone into storytelling. It can be at the start of a workshop, but also in a language class. If you are making dices, maybe with the words that they've learned, and that they just use those words in a story, and you just continue. We also use these dices a lot from Flying Tiger. Just some advertising here, guys. So you don't have to do it online, but you can work with these amazing dices from Flying Tiger. I'm almost gonna wrap it up. So just a few exercises. So what I already talked about this one as well, the Lego exercise. So just with the same blocks of Lego, you are trying to create the same image while you can't see what the other has. So it's all about telling and describing. It's a really good, fun team building exercise as well. Another one that I would like to share, we don't have time to do it right now, is picture your memory. So what we sometimes do is at the beginning of a workshop, we ask everyone to look for a picture or a memory in their phone that is very important to them, and then to tell a story about it. So for example, I had a picture once about my first mountain climb, and then I shared of how amazing and how important it was for me personally, and it was just 3 minutes talking, starting from a memory, from a picture, and it could already create a good bond, because people could recognize, even if they hadn't climbed a mountain, they also were at some point afraid, so they recognized what I was telling, and so you already had this connectivity. It was team building, and it was storytelling, because you tell from a memory, from a picture. And yeah, that's about it. This was the last one that I wanted to share. It's describe a picture. It's also something that I did with the people that came to Amsterdam. So you give one picture and only one person can see it, and they have to describe what they are seeing on the picture. And it's so fun to see what everyone else has created in their mind. It's completely different. So for example, we had this picture, which is already a bizarre picture. But imagine that you have to describe it and no one else is seeing this picture. And everyone was asking question, okay, but okay, so there's a man in the picture, but what is he doing? And then the person that has the picture is making their own story of what is happening in the picture. And then after 10 minutes of describing, they share what they, which picture they have, and everyone had a completely different image in their mind. But it's a really fun exercise to do storytelling and to do some team building as well. And this is also one. So yeah, that was it. If you are interested, curious, or triggered, I will share this PowerPoint, and you can go to these websites, or a book is coming, and then you can find all the exercises that we do and all the all the things, workshops that we do as well. So thank you for your attention, and I wish you a pleasant day.
Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, Eva.
Thank you.
Thank you, Eva. This was interesting as usual. Okay, I would like to ask Lila to present creative writing in language learning.
Okay. Hello, hi to everyone. Thank you, Yelena, for giving me the speech. Thank you to everybody for being here. Yeah, I'm from Europass Teacher Academy. Actually, we are a big organization. We are a language, an Italian language center, and a teacher academy, and we work a lot with European projects. So we teach teachers from different countries that they come with the European fellowship with Erasmus. So, and related to creativity and innovation, we held here a workshop about creative writing for language learning, and so I'm gonna introduce you all the exercises we implemented, and I hope you can implement it in your teaching. So first thing, what do you think when you heard the word creative writing? So what brings you in your mind this definition? What's your definition when you think about creative writing? Maybe someone can write on the chat, or can take the speech.
Writing a story from either from personal information as a starter, or just like we did earlier from cues.
Yeah, can be.
And either on your own, or more interestingly as a group.
Sorry?
More interestingly as a group, as part of a group.
Yeah. We can think about novel, books, short stories. Yeah, there is a possible definition, but when you introduce in your classroom, in your lesson, some creative writing exercises, you have to be, you can clear state that use it in opposition to other kinds of writing, like that can be more academic or journalistic. And also you have to be careful that your students may be scared about, okay, what we have to do, like what is creative writing? So because they have to be creative and maybe they don't have the proper language skills. So maybe you can propose an exercise without telling them that it is a creative writing, and then discuss with them what you have done. So what they have done. So it's about generate stories, material, and then you can be that can be sculpted. You can define better with them in form of poetry or prose. In Florence here during the workshop, we work with prose mostly, and we use these three sources for writing, for working: memory, place, and art. Firstly, I have to say that the workshop was held by Jennifer Zoble, that she is a professor of writing from New York University. So very competent, but also the exercises were a little bit academic, but still you can implement it in your language courses. So back to memory, place, and art as sources for writing to shape our imagination. The first one, memory, that it is, of course, associative, selective, fragmentary, but also fallible, our memory. If we think about, yes, what we remember, our memories, our past, of course, we remember something, and maybe it's not really the truth, maybe it's not really the reality. It's, of course, our perspective, our point of view, but of course, it's also interesting a lot. And we read during the workshop different examples, different stories, different texts, prose and poems. And this one was really interesting when we speak about language learner, language classes, language teacher, language students. So this is, I can pass you the link later. Spanglish as an experience by a native speaker. This was very funny text, because he worked, maybe, where is the, it was from a writer who wrote this interception between his native speaker. So he was from Mexico, and how language changes when you change country. So he moved to America, and he created different words from his native speaking language, and then in the intercession with English. So it was like this to your students, because it was really nice. Because, and also they can, even if they don't speak Spanish, they can understand the text, the words that were generated with this intersection of languages. And we are sure that all students, all people have stories like this, starting from dialect, starting from former language, new languages and slang created with technology and young people, music. So you can propose an exercise like that in your language class. It's very fun, yeah. And also to sharing common stories, because we all have this. The language changes all the time. It's not something fixed like culture. And so many people have this the chance to tell a story like this, yeah. Yeah, and we went back to our childhood experience, childhood memories of language acquisition or loss. And that these were some examples, and we had to write a text based on these items. Then the second day, we did this exercise, writing about the place. So place-based writing, using all 5 senses to describe a place. So we went to a square that we like, and we try to describe what's happened during the half an hour, for instance. So about smells, what we see, colors, people, or if some details brings you back to other memories, other stories. So also not only describing what happened, but also you can put inside other stories that all the senses, all the plays generated. And also this also is an exercise you can propose to your classroom, because it's very nice to change the setting and to bring your students out. and ask them to describe something. And of course, we all have different stories. Different stories can be generated in a place, maybe a place they like, if they are in a different country, why they like this place. So of course you can go on and move on in this direction. The third exercise, it was writing about art, and we went to a museum here in Florence, and so and we have to sit in front in front of a piece of art, an opera that we like. We choose one of these, and we have to write describing, of course, and also some emotion that brings into us, because it's not only the interesting things in stories. How to engage people is a lot related on our experience and emotions, describing emotions that so the other people, the readers in this case, can also identify, and it's interesting for that. And proposing such an exercise like this could be also nice, because firstly, you bring your student again out of the classroom. You can discuss a lot about culture, in this case, art and culture, about your home country, and also maybe about, yeah, culture is related also to religion. Art is a lot related to religion, because we went in a museum where most of the pieces were connected to our Catholic religion. So you can also discuss about this, and it will be interesting, because I'm sure that mostly of your of your students have different impact also about that. Yeah, and to conclude this part of the workshop, I would like that you can try an exercise. This is online. I can share with you this link. It's called Window Swap. I put it on the chat, and you can click on this, and a window from all over the world is generated, and you have to describe what you can see by these windows using as much details as possible. I will ask you to do it individually, and then few volunteers can read it in. I can put here the website. Sorry, one moment. Do you got the link? Okay, you can try it. I give you 3 minutes. Got it? Can you open? Okay, can you see the windows? Prima ho aperto questo, ma non c'era, era sotto. Sono un po' in panico. Okay, ready? And then, but there is a second part of the exercise. One moment. Just a moment. Now, in comparing with this window swap, you can describe what you see out of your window in your home, or in your own home, office, or location when you are. I give you other 3 minutes for doing that. Okay, so have you finished your writing?
Yes.
Cool. Someone wants to share? Yeah, I know it.
I will.
Yeah.
I will. Hi. So mine is a panoramic view from a balcony in Kuopio, Finland. I'm not sure if I'm saying it correctly.
Finland.
Yeah, in Finland. It isn't a cloudy day, but it's a cloudy day, sorry, but it's quite bright. You can, from the balcony, which is covered with leafy green creepers or plants, you can just see over some trees, some fir trees it looks like, a body of water which is probably a lake. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you.
The difference from my balcony, I'm actually not in Zagreb where I live, I'm on the coast in Dalmatia, and from my balcony I have a very similar view. It's not trees though, it's rooftops that I can see, and just through a couple of the rooftops I have a glimpse of the sea, and I can see some boats and some swimmers, and that's it.
Nice, thank you. Wow, so you are close to the sea. To the seaside, to the coast. Yeah, cool.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Nice. Another one? Yeah. Michael?
Oh, sorry.
Curious what you because I saw
Sorry.
you raise your hand, but if you want.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't. I looked at the website and I know there are pictures, but there are no windows. Is that correct?
Okay.
But looking through my own window, I see a cloudy sky. The wind is blowing gently, moving the trees. Everywhere there are houses and garages. They look sad and depressing.
Oh, where do you live?
I live in Ireland.
Ah, okay.
And apart from the trees, there's a gray sky and there's no people. There's no people anywhere. The environment seems sad. There is one house painted blue and the rest are a drab beige.
Nice.
That's it. That's
nice.
it.
Thank you. Okay, I think we have time for another sharing if you want.
Should I go?
Yeah, please, Adam.
All right. Okay. So from the window on the website, actually, I paid attention to everything that was on the screen. So it was from all the way from tropical Canada, Vancouver. So yes, Maria, you're welcome. It was an Airbnb video feed. So you had very big buildings popping up on the sides, both left and right side, facing a little beautiful marina with a lot of boats. Now, it was a bright day, but it wasn't clear. So it was nice and sunny, but you can still get sunburn in this, burnt in that type of weather. But it was really lovely to see the marina, people bustling by. And then from my balcony, actually, from my living room, I'm facing onto the balcony. I have two beautiful curtains dropping over a little door opening up onto the balcony. Flowers growing out over the railing and facing a massive park with a lot of greenery. Now, this park is actually really bustling with young families. So you have a lot of kids, there are 2 play gyms, and it's every single day from morning till late at night. It is actually busy with people. So this is everything in a nutshell.
Nice, thank you. And are you in Zagreb now?
Yes, I'm in Zagreb.
Okay, okay, cool. So yeah, nice. I think we are at the end. So what do you think? Do you think you can implement these writing exercises in your classroom? Yeah, it's a, do you think?
It's a useful tool.
Sorry?
It's a useful tool. It can be.
Yeah.
It can be done.
Yeah, it can be done. Maybe the only thing I was wondering, maybe you need learner in a not really beginner level, a little bit up. Maybe you can start with A2, B1 could be better. But it's important, yes, to foster the also writing skills in this creative way, and exercises like that when you have to describe picture, to describe a window, to learn vocabulary. It's also for useful for a beginner level. Yeah. And so, yeah, the last thing I would like to show you that before I was technical issue, this is the text related to the language learner that moved to another country and how this intersection of languages can create new words, and it's very nice. And I can also share with you this link so you can use this text as an example to and explain them, to write similar text, to tell similar stories about intersection of languages and creative, the creation of new words. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's it for now. I can give the word back to Yelena, but first I would like to thank you everybody. Thank you all for being here, and yeah, we can discuss later. Oh, do you have questions before?
Oh, thank you so much, Lila.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lila.
Thank you. If there is no questions, you can always leave some questions in the chat box. Maybe Lila will not be here anymore because I know she has to run to another class, but maybe we who were involved in the project and these activities can also answer to your questions. I know we are a little bit behind with time, but we have just one small presentation of a book club activities that we do from our teacher Maria. So bear with us. And in the meantime, I will ask my colleague Janana to just insert in the chat box evaluation for all of you who might have to go, but I still hope most of you stay with us because there's some interesting content still to see. Okay, Maria.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you guys for all sticking with us as well. Like Yelena has said, my name is Maria, and like Adam told my secret, I am from Canada, so that's why my accent is a little bit different here. What I would like to talk about is book club, but I would like to say that I have been proudly a part of the Initiativa or the Initiative for Center for Education team since 2017. So I have been trained intensively with the Callan method, but also another passion of mine is encouraging all of our learners with other methods or maybe non-traditional methods of learning, bless you, it's true, both in the classroom and outside of the classroom. So for this reason, I am proudly the moderator of our book club. And this I find is a very useful tool that we can use for language learning as well. So before I get into it, I would like everyone to please put up your hands. Okay, you can put up one hand here and listen to my questions. Okay, and you can answer as honestly as you would like. Okay. So what I would like is for you to please put one finger down if you have ever learned a foreign language. Okay. Question number 2, put one finger down.
Foreign to you or foreign to me?
A different language than your mother tongue, okay, than your maternal language, we'll say, okay? I would like you to put one more finger down, okay, if you have ever read something in another language. Okay. Put one more finger down if you've ever felt frustrated by something you read because you didn't understand it or Google Translate wasn't a friend at that time. I'm going to put down the middle finger just for emphasis here. Number 4, put one more finger down if you think it's important to read in your target or second language or third language. And put one more finger down if you think it's important to practice speaking in your target language as well. Yeah. So I think as we can all see that almost everyone has put their whole fingers down. So with that, okay, you can put your hands down, you can rest a wee bit there. I would like to give a little overview of our book club here at Initiative for Education. So our book club is open to all of our learners. I have found though that the majority of the people who do join this optional tool, this optional club that we do have have reached at least B1. Okay? So that's where I find that they feel most comfortable since they do have a certain level of proficiency at that level. Our meetings are held every 2 weeks. We found that if we have any of a longer span of time that people kind of lose focus a little bit in that sense. And they are responsible for providing their own reading materials. We will present a title, but then they'll have to find that title on their own via an ebook, on a Kindle, a physical copy, etc. Also, I have found that in the last few months that interest in the book club is always increasing. Even though we are online, people do want to talk and they do want to socialize in that sense. So it's really seen that people need to practice outside of the classroom as well. And I can say that with our members as well, we have at least 10 members present every meeting, but we have anywhere up to even 20 members. One meeting we had 18 members, so it does fluctuate as well. Now, also for the length of reading, I always let our readers or members know that they are responsible for the reading, but we can agree together how much reading we'll do. Sometimes, as we know, life is a little bit busier, so maybe we only read 50 pages. Maybe we'll read 100 pages, something a little bit more or a little bit less, but that is on them. Now, within this club that we do have, I think that it's really important to create a safe space. And this is where classroom management really does come into play as well. And that I do tell them, I am a teacher, but during this time that we do have together, that you're allowed to speak freely and openly without any judgment or constant correction that they might have gotten used to with the Callan method that we do have. And I find that over the time, we do now have a great sense of community, because maybe one member will help another member out and they might be in the same spot. So we work through things together as well. Now, in terms of book selection, this is what I get asked quite often. I think it's really important that you understand your group and you know which themes would work best for them. I also like to tie them in with the season, but that's my own personal preference. And since we predominantly have adult learners at our center, my first book wouldn't necessarily be a specialized textbook or something that might be a little bit too heavy as well. Now, in regards to the type of language, okay, I always read a few pages of the proposed book to ensure that the language that is used isn't too challenging or advanced for our members, because then that can be really defeating as well. Another great part for book selection is current or popular titles are always a good starting point. I mean, the internet is great. Publishing houses are great also to look at online reviews, TikTok, etc. Now, fortunately at Initiative, we are part of this One Dublin, One Book initiative, and we're fortunate to take part in it, and we have been for the past couple of years. And that's thanks to the support that was given to us by the Irish Embassy in Croatia. And just a little background for One Dublin, One Book. It's a Dublin City Council initiative, which is led by Dublin City Libraries, which encourages everyone to read a book connected with the capital city during the month of April. Consequently, they also have lots of events that we have also taken part in. So they've been round tables, speaking with the author, listening to music that's associated with the book as well. Now, some of the books that we have read are Father Christmas, letters from Father Christmas by Tolkien. Yeah, did you know that Tolkien had a Christmas related book? Who knew? There we go. So we had that. Another book that we had was Catch the Rabbit, and it won the 2020 European Prize for Literature. And it was actually translated into English by the author herself, which was really a cool thing to hear about Catch the Rabbit. The third book that I'll show you here is Nora. This was One Dublin, One Book's choice for 2022. And I can say that it looks pretty hefty, but we were all pleasantly surprised, and I would recommend that book as well. And currently, since it is summer, we're reading a beach read, okay, which is People We Meet on Vacation. Okay? Now, how is it structured? How do we run these book clubs? This is how it is. Each member is encouraged, invited to speak equally. And again, classroom management is really vital here because every member must speak. Okay? They must feel part of it. They must feel included. And I think we all know some members or some learners like to speak a wee bit more. So we really want to kind of pull them back a little bit as well. So be fair to all your members as well. Now, in regards to the preparation, I always create a list of questions that I could ask during our meetings. Sometimes members do come up with their own questions, which are always welcome. They're always invited, and it allows them to feel a little bit more of a part of our club as well. Now, some questions are specific to the book. Why? Well, obviously it's a book club, but I want to also not reward, but I really want to thank the people who took the time to read this book and to be part of our book club. So an example question that I would have would be, what do you think of the relationship between the main character and her best friend? Okay, that is an example of that. But as we know, life isn't always, peachy keen isn't always so easygoing. So we might not have had time to read as much as we would have liked. And I don't want people to feel that they're not included or that they aren't involved in our club. And for that, I ask questions which are a little bit more reflective and based on personal experiences as well. An example of that would be, have you ever felt the way our characters did when they were on holiday? What happened that caused you to feel that way? I think it's really important not to ask yes, no questions necessarily, but to really go deeper into it and really to encourage people to speak in as much as possible as well. Now, another key thing that pops up a lot and which makes Google Translate not our friend sometimes is problematic vocabulary. Often books that are current might have some current vocabulary which is not discussed in many textbooks, but a teacher, for example, will be able to describe them a little bit more. And we always discuss them and practice them in questions immediately. Okay, I think it's really important to stop and talk about it. So here are some examples of words that were really problematic for some of our members while we were reading Nora. And they were scramble, jot down, and fond of. Okay? And so my follow-up questions to them, therefore, were, why do people scramble in the morning? Okay? How often do you jot new words down? Okay? What are you fond of? Okay? And then I got everyone in our group, in our club, to answer that also, respectively. Now, continuing the conversation. Okay? While we might not have as much time as we would like, maybe we're limited, or maybe people aren't able to join us, we always want all of our members to feel part of it and part of our club. So we remind them to take notes during the readings and also to share their ideas via media platforms. For example, we've started to use Padlet. Okay, so they're able to go onto Padlet whenever they would like. That is an online tool. And also we have a WhatsApp group. So if anyone does have a question that needs immediate answering, they can go ahead and do that in real time as well. Now, the results, I've noticed a lot that people have gained a lot of confidence. Like Anya was saying before, and some of my colleagues as well, the key thing we want is people to speak freely. Okay? And through these extra activities outside of the classroom, we have really seen a huge difference in it. And since I do teach a lot of them in the classroom as well, I've noticed that they have advanced quite a bit now. Overall, members are more willing to speak and share their opinions. And so although we're online, okay, our members are excited to come and to socialize and discuss. And thus, I think we've created a wonderful community that extends, to our other offerings as well. So in a nutshell, that is our book club there. And I wish everyone really happy summer full of reading. And that is all for me. Thank you all very much for your time. And I hope that we will work together very soon. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
I would like to see if anyone has any questions regarding everything that we heard. There was really a lot of content, but I think it was inspiring for you. I see really a lot of teachers. It was inspiring for me, even though I've already seen most of this and experienced. So I hope you can take something from this back to your classroom and apply it. And yeah, as I said, if someone has questions, you can ask them now or put it in the chat box. I've seen that many of you were asking for certificates. So we didn't plan the certificate since it's a conference, but if you need it, we will create it for you. I would just ask you to send your full name to my email. I've posted an email in the chat already, and I will do it one more time. Okay. There you go. So just send me your full name so we can put your name on the certificate. Okay. If that's all, thank you, everyone. I'm very proud of you that you stick up with us for almost 2 hours. Actually, it's been longer than we planned, but as I said, filled with a very good and creative content that you will be able to use. I would also like to give big thanks to our partners. We had really amazing experience, and I would really encourage everyone to apply for Erasmus projects, because they really do open up minds and hearts of people. I think all the teachers really need inspiration sometimes, because their job is really sometimes difficult and draining. So yeah, this is just one example which you can get from the Erasmus project. So I encourage everyone. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
I hope to see you again. If you have other questions as well, you can write to the same email address. We are here for you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Yelena.